Hello, Bayside STEM Academy of San Mateo. Wishing you great luck with your fundraiser today, and hope everybody's having a wonderful time. My name is Heather Archuletta, and I come from San Francisco, California. I first got interested in science when my father took me to see a lunar rover at NASA Kennedy in Florida. And I've had a lifelong interest in space and science since then. Mostly studied computer science, and I was an IT guy. I've fixed computers for most of my life. Spent most of my life being the only woman in all male departments, but I love to see that changing now. Lots more women coming into the computer sciences and aerospace.
And hey guys, I'm Stephanie Evans. I am currently working as a systems test engineer for Space Systems Loral in Palo Alto, California. I first fell in love with STEM and science, and especially space, when I was a kid. I grew up next to an Air Force base and constantly had beautiful aircraft going over, and from a very young age just loved the final frontier. I was raised on Star Wars and Star Trek and grew up boldly wanting to go where no person has gone before.
The STEM project that I did in my life that I am most proud of was flight simulations for NASA Johnson Space Center in Houston, where Mission Control lives. We did gravity studies there, and I recruited people for the medical studies there. What they normally did was flight simulations for microgravity, and then they would compare that data to the astronauts that spent 3 or 6 months on the space station. And so when I go around to schools and other places now and talk, the predominant question I get from kids is, what do I have to do to be an astronaut? And so the great thing is, at your academy, you're already doing it. The big thing is you want to study science, have a healthy interest in science, and pick STEM studies and a STEM career. All of those look great on an astronaut application. The other thing you can do is learn different languages. Russian is something that's taught to all of the people in the modern astronaut corps and in mission control. We collaborate very closely with Russia on our current space station, and we're going to be collaborating with them in order to get to Mars. A big part of astronaut training can be flying and practicing exercises in big spacesuits underwater. So if you have a healthy interest in aerospace and you want to become a pilot, definitely look into that when you're a college student or a young person, and learn how to scuba dive. Get certified in scuba diving. You can do that at a much younger age as well. And those are all things that would help you in astronaut training if that's the kind of thing that you want to do for your career.
So like I said, I spent my first 3 years out here working for a military contractor. While I was working for that particular company, I was working as a systems engineer, which as a systems engineer, what you're responsible for is requirements derivation, schedule keeping, all sorts of very high level stuff. You kind of get to see how everything fits together, which is what I really enjoy. Now as a systems test engineer for Loral, I'm getting to do a lot of things that are very high level still, but while focusing more on the testing side of things. I'm currently working on a small satellite called Skybox, which will be launching within the next year, and it is definitely a STEM project that I'm incredibly proud of. I work in a small group, and I'm the only female engineer, but we still have an outstanding time. One really nice thing about working in a small group is that I get to do a lot of things outside of my job description. While yes, electrical testing is my main responsibility, I've done everything from turn screws to documentation review to helping out anybody with basically anything they need. So I'm developing a very diverse skill set. Outside of work, I run a YouTube channel called The Stimulus, which is based around STEM outreach.
Don't be afraid to be a nerd. Go passionately after the science that interests you. Live long and prosper.
So thank you very much, Bayside STEM Academy of San Mateo, for allowing Heather and I to speak a little bit about what we love about STEM. So goodbye, good luck, and may the force be with you.